Get ready, for we're about to take a closer look at those making a difference in Martin County when we're talking business.
Welcome to Martin County on TV Talking Business. I'm Chris Pierce, Senior Vice President, First Farmers and Merchants, and our guest today is Blake Potthoff with the Fairmont Opera House. How are you doing today?
Good.
Excellent. Well, Blake, what's going on with the Opera House?
Got a lot of stuff going on.
I bet.
We're always very, very busy. We've got some great entertainment coming up this spring into the fall. Again, we've got our youth theater. We're doing K through 2 youth theater and 3 to 12 youth theater again this year. So we're working on figuring out what those shows would be for the kids throughout the summer, and we'll have auditions later in this spring. We'll also have our adult community theater this summer. I'm really excited about that, and still working on figuring out what that show would be. But even before that, we've got a great brass group that'll be here in May, and some other really world-class talent, including some people from Finland performing here in Fairmont for a week.
Oh, excellent. You mentioned children's programming.
Yeah.
That's what we enjoyed the most with our daughter. What programs do you have coming up for children's?
Yeah, so the group from Finland will be here, and we'll be there in the community Monday through Friday, that entire week that they're here. And we'll be visiting different school districts in the area, not just in Fairmont, but in Martin County West, Grenada Huntley East Chain, Truman, some nursing homes as well. Where we'll have educational experiences for the kids, where they get to learn about Finnish history and Finnish music, and then they'll have performances for the kids as well there during the school day, and then it all culminates with a public performance on the Friday evening. And that's all brought to us by Artsman West World Fest. We're the only place in the entire state that gets to have that group here this spring and March. And then we'll have another group in fall of 2023 and another one again in spring and fall of 2024. So really excited about that. And then in April, we have a performance of Junie B. Jones. So Theater Works USA is from New York City, and they've come through and toured a couple times, and they'll be bringing a live production of Junie B. Jones, the beloved character from all those books, to the stage at the Opera House. We'll have 4 performances during the day that school kids will come and attend, but we'll also have a public performance one of the evenings. I believe it's April 24th at 7 that people in the community can attend as well.
Oh, excellent. And with these school performances, is it limited to Fairmont, or is there other towns that are coming?
Yeah, so we invite all school districts within a 60-mile radius, and it depends on whether it works in their schedule or not. Right. So to some of our events, we've had North Union from Northern Ireland, Armstrong. Blue Earth has brought kids over, Martin County West, Truman, Grenada Huntley East Chain, Fairmont Christian Schools at Bethel Church here in town, St. John Vianney, St. Paul's Lutheran. So we have kids from all of the schools, public and parochial, coming to those attending those performances.
Well, that's great. You're really doing a great job sharing the Opera House with other people.
Thank you.
So far, what are some of the more successful performances you've had this season?
Yeah, we had a really great one in October. It was called La Dama, and there was a female supergroup from Central America and South America, and they came here, and we put together this committee of people who helped prepare food, and so people could come and kind of taste the tables and taste the countries prior to the event. And we had about 150 people come and try all these different foods and drinks from all these countries in South America, Brazil and Puerto Rico and Mexico, and so it was this really nice cultural event that we had. There was about 200 people then who were at the concert as well. So that was something that was really engaging and kind of different for us. That was a lot of fun. And we've had some smaller things that have taken place on stage. We did Most Massive Woman, a community theater performance on stage at the Fairmont Opera House, and it was the first time we'd ever explored a black box style setting. So the audience sat on stage with the performers. Oh. So it was a more intimate, more intimate kind of challenging experience for the audience as well, because the story was challenging. It was about women and the 4 women in the performance and their struggles with weight and body image, and they all met at a liposuction clinic, and then they all 4 left because they were fine just the way they are. So it's challenging societal standards and things like that. And so having people on stage to experience that made it a much more intimate experience that you could relate to right there. So
I bet.
A couple successes, yeah.
I bet. And speaking of local talent, and how many performances do local theater groups do here in a year? Or what are you planning on doing?
Sure. So we have kindergarten through second grade. It's our
Okay.
we've had that every year for like the last 5 years for our community theater, and then third through 12th they'll do a summer camp where we'll do a musical or maybe a comedy, and then they've also done a holiday performance. So they just completed one in January of this year. We had 40 kids involved on stage doing a performance called Christmas Shorts. It was 16 small shows all in one. And then we have our adult community theater that takes place with rehearsals starting in the end of May, beginning of June, and then performances ending up in the end of July. And we see on average 80 to 100 people, kids through adults, participating in those. And we're working on adding some more community theater for adults. Okay. Last year we did one at Sylvania Park. We did Shakespeare in the Park. Maybe another small cast musical or a classic type show yet coming this year. So we're trying to engage as many adults and youth once quarterly at the minimum in our programming.
And so you have roles for various folks, even talentless hacks like myself.
Oh,
you could
absolutely.
find something for me. I could be a tree or something. Or...
Absolutely. Anybody who has any skills or no skills can perform and be part of community theater, because it's not just the people who are on stage, it's the people who are back behind the scenes and helping with the lights and the sound and helping with the costumes and props and building all of those things and helping paint. So there's so many volunteers and hours that are spent just to put the production on stage, and on average what people say is that it takes 5 people behind the scenes to make one person on stage look good. So that's how we get the large number of individuals involved in community theater, because it's not just the people on stage, it's also the people backstage. So whether or not you want to be in the spotlight or behind in the background helping with the stuff backstage, we have a spot for everybody.
Excellent. So just kind of word out in the street is if you want to participate, there's probably a role for you.
That's right.
Oh,
Yep.
Excellent. And
We'll find a spot for you.
I've seen you play the Lion, a Suitor in Mamma Mia. I think a couple other ones. What, you going to participate again this year?
No.
No?
I'm taking some time off for community theater. I'll still be facilitating it and guiding it and leading it as executive director. But this last summer when I played Shrek alongside my wife as Fiona, I realized that was a really, really great experience, and I want other people to experience that as well. And I feel like as times are changing and I'm growing older and I've got a daughter at home who's 2, like spending some time with her is really important. And we're going to hit pause for a little bit, and then when she's older, then get back into performing again. But I believe it'll give me a better opportunity to be a better executive director and leader of community theater instead of being constantly worried about performing. Then I could just lead it.
We've been doing a great job, and you've got something for everybody. And
thank you.
Different ages. There's something for everybody. It's just you've done a great job there. What kind of wish list items would you say for the Opera House? If you were out there looking for grant money or donations, or someone out there looking to contribute, is there anything specific the Opera House would be looking for right now?
Well, we're very soon going to be looking at some continuing work on the facility. It's been some time since we've worked on the facility and done a full-scale renovation, so there's some things we have to take care of. So be on the lookout for that. There are also plenty of in-kind or gifts that we can look for. If people have costumes or props or old dresses that they have lying around, we have a great costume supply closet, but we can always look to add to that. Other furniture that can be used on the stage. We're kind of selective since our storage is a little difficult, but there are things like that. Anybody can reach out at any time and say, I've got this chair that would be great on stage. Well, just let us know, and then we can take a look at that and see if we can take that and use it in one of our performances. And there's always office supply stuff too. Everything from a box of paper would be helpful. Go to a local establishment and get a box of printer paper. Every little bit helps. It doesn't have to be gigantic, multi-thousand, $10 to $1,000 million gifts. Everything starts to add up from little on. So the more that we have the community participating with us and engaging with us and giving to us in even these small increments, it makes a huge difference in the long run. So if you have ideas of something or stuff that you need to clear out from either your house or an estate or something that you're managing and working with, just let us know.
All right. Well, make sure you think of that when you're cleaning out your house. And,
yeah,
definitely. We don't want a whole pile of stuff just end up in the front steps there, but at the same time, very good. Anything else you'd like to discuss coming up, or I know you've covered a few of the things.
I think the main thing is just stay tuned to what we have posted online in the newspapers and our website, FairmontOperaHouse.org. That gives you the best idea of what's going on, especially our social media, Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and even TikTok. I haven't danced yet on TikTok, and I hope I'm not going to. But all that social media and those social channels are where you can find out everything that you need to know about the Fairmont Opera House.
Well, very good. Well, thank you for coming by today, and I'm sure you're sick of pushing the snow like the rest of us. I've seen you push it plenty, so I suppose you could use help with that too some days?
Yeah, we can always use help with anything.
Well, Blake, it's been great. Thank you for coming on. I'm Chris Pierce, and this is Martin County on TV Talking Business.